Hey everybody, welcome to episode 24 of the Big Idea Podcast. John here as always, alongside Jason.
Hi John.
How you going, mate?
I'm very well, thank you. Hi everyone.
It's a beautiful sunny Monday afternoon, isn't it?
It certainly is, yeah. You definitely brought it back with you from London.
I did.
I think this is the John and John show today, because you went off to London at the weekend, before the weekend, didn't you?
I did, yes.
And you went to a
few days in the Big
conference
Smoke
and things like that, which was rather good, and you had lots of things to learn.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of which you'd like to share with the group now.
Yeah, I will share that with you.
Some of that?
Yeah, I love going to London as a tourist, and I love spending a little bit of time there. I certainly wouldn't want to live there. I think it was that first morning as I started walking from my hotel to the conference centre, and I saw this chap, and he was walking his kid to school, and they had like these gas masks on, you know, like you see in China to deal with the smog, and I just thought, would I actually want to live somewhere where I've got to wear a gas mask to take my kids to school?
Yeah, I think London's having troubles with their pollution and things, aren't they?
Possibly.
Don't think they're hitting any of their targets.
Either that, or this guy was just completely over-egging it, should we say. Overreacting.
Overreacting, maybe.
Yeah.
Was he a certain persuasion, ethnicity sort of thing? Was he from
No.
a certain area of the world?
No, well,
Okay.
I don't know, Bethnal Green maybe? I don't know.
No, I asked because ones I've noticed in London and things like that, and even in Plymouth where we are now, I've seen people doing exactly the same thing, but they tend to be Asian origin or Asian kind of looking kind of things. So I believe out there it's really bad, and that's the normal thing to do.
Yeah.
So when they come to our country, it's it's what their normal wear is. So
Yeah.
I don't think they're necessarily anti kind of London pollution, but not good.
No. Okay. So yeah,
There's our environmental section of the show.
There is. Tick. That's that box. Tick. Absolutely. The event I went to last week was primarily aimed at two speakers who I think I've mentioned in the past I've had issues with. And that was Ryan Deiss and Gary Vaynerchuk. Ryan Deiss is the CEO of Digital Marketer, and I've always said that he just, as someone who's done digital marketing myself, I enjoy his talks, his topics. You know, I think he's got some great stuff to teach your people. But your average small business owner doesn't need to know how to build a 27-step retargeting funnel with automated things folding back into it, and just he overcomplicates things for the average guy. Gary Vaynerchuk, on the other hand, loves hard work. He loves nothing more than to proclaim that everyone needs to hustle and everyone needs to grind. So with those two and my stance on those two, why wouldn't I book an event, take several days out of the business, cost of several £100s to attend, several £100 on hotel fees? Why wouldn't I want to see these two people talk?
They sound right up your street.
Well, they're not, but that's, I think, the one thing I've really, really learned this year has been that you don't need to like somebody to listen to them, to actually learn something from them. And I remember it started, I think it was Grant Cardone that we talked about in one of the first episodes we did. And it was exactly that. It was kind of, at 1 minute I'm screaming at this audiobook saying, no, you're wrong, you're absolutely wrong, I completely disagree with you, your entire stance on that is wrong, it goes against my complete moral fibre. And then the next minute you're going, yeah, good point, mate, yeah, you're right there. And it's just that realisation that you don't need to be a sycophant, you don't need to be brown-nosing these people and saying, oh my God, they're amazing. I mean, crikey, some of the people there. The minute Gary Vee stepped on stage, these grown businessmen all turned into 13-year-old schoolgirls, screaming, trying to touch him. Oh, let me touch him, let me touch him. Oh, can I get a selfie? And they're taking photos of it, then taking a selfie with Gary Vee, 200 yards behind them and saying, look, I'm in the same room as him.
It's built a fan base.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's very well.
Everybody wants a fan
base.
base.
Very good at what he does, and he does talk about the culture of celebrity. But yeah, I just wanted to very quickly go through some of the things that I learned from attending this event, I don't want to go too in depth with it. We are going to do a full debrief for our 1% Club members, because obviously we've always said that they will learn what I learned. So I've got sort of 7 or 8 pages worth of notes here. So I'm probably going to be spending an hour and a half going through that with our 1% Club members. But for the rest of you guys, here's kind of the helicopter view. Here's the headlines. Good evening. Here's the news. The main headline tonight: you can't trust marketers.
Bong.
And this is just a little aside, but when you go to an event, and I've not been to this event before, the people who have organised these events, I've not been to them before, but when they stand up on stage, the opening keynote, the first thing out their mouth is, "Relax, guys. We're not going to be selling from the stage here today. What do you think is going to happen for the next 2 days?
I'm going to sell you loads of my shit."
Everyone is just going to be doing hard sell from the stage, all the crap NLP techniques. Raise your hand and say, if you agree with this obvious statement that everyone agrees with, and then let's warm you up and let's get you to engage with us. And now stand up if you agree with me, and now stand up and run to the back of the room and give me 1,700 quid for my super deal. Some of them did it well, some of them did it very, very poorly, but everyone... Oh, no, not everyone. There were, out of the, 12 speakers, 2 didn't give it the hard sell.
So it was 80-20 then?
Yeah, you had the 2 headline speakers. So Gary Vee didn't sell. He didn't need to. He was charged $100,000 to attend. Ryan Deiss did do a sell, but it was very much, he did 2 90-minute keynotes, and the sell was kind of 5 or 10 minutes at the end of the second one, and it was done in a subtle way, a kind of, well, if you want what I do, here's an offer, here's where you can go get it, thank you very much. But then there were others who, right, I'm going to do a 40-minute presentation. Don't worry, I've got this picture of an elephant and say, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Don't worry, guys, I'm not going to be selling to you today. Then deliver 10 minutes, maybe, of questionable value, and then go into a 25 to 30-minute pitch for their product, which, of course, they're not selling to you, but I may do
you know about it.
I may do some lead capture today. I may see if I can get some people signed up to my email list, or maybe I can give you a free sales call. Free consultation call where we can go through your business. So don't trust marketers. They don't believe a word they're saying. Anyway, number 2, and this is really my big learn from the day, is that you don't focus on the top of the funnel. So many people, they build this funnel and they go, right, what I need now is more traffic in the top of the funnel. Let's just chuck more traffic in, chuck more traffic. How am I going to get more traffic? And Ryan Deiss famously said, if you want more traffic, you just go to the traffic store. It's located on Google Avenue, next to Facebook Place. And you just say, "Hello, Mr. Zuckerberg, can I have some traffic, please?" And Mark Zuckerberg will go, "Of course you can. That'll be £2,000, please." And the person who's going to win is the person who can buy the most traffic, who can spend the most money to acquire a customer. So focus on the middle of the funnel, focus on the bottom of the funnel. You then make every person that goes into the top more valuable. So if your competitors can only pay £2 per lead, but you can turn that £2 customer into a £25 customer, you could pay £7, £8, £9, completely obliterate your competitors, then buy them out, and you're acquiring customers that are worth more to you because you can then spend more. We also talked about the importance of sequence, doing things in the right order. Lots of people do things, they do the right things, but they don't necessarily do them in the right order, and it is that importance of sequence. And there was a specific funnel, which, so I'll be going through with the 1% Club members, but it was basically a 9-step funnel. So that was as complicated as Ryan Deiss got. It wasn't quite a 27-step funnel. He started off with a 5-step one. And he actually said, if you can't describe your business, how it works in terms of how you get customers from not knowing you to being raving fans on the back of a napkin, you're overthinking it. I thought, he's obviously heard what I think about him, and he's tailored his pitch, his talk accordingly. Really like that. yeah, I was very impressed with Ryan Deiss. Gary Vee, yeah, not so much. He's a rah-rah motivational guy. Clearly very intelligent. His ability, he did sort of 20-minute presentation and then just did Q&A for the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
And his ability to drill down into the nuts and bolts of someone's business like that is like no one else I've ever seen. He is really, really good at this. Someone will ask a question, and he talks about, he gets into a lot of trouble for interrupting people. And he explained, he said, the reason I interrupt people is because I know what the question is they're asking before they've asked the question, and I want to answer the question before they've actually asked the question.
Mm-hmm.
And he did do that quite a lot. Someone would be halfway through asking a question, and he'd just answer the question that they haven't actually finished asking yet. But it was interesting because I had this preconception that he was all about the hustle, he was all about the grind, and there was that. His parting comment to one of the questions was, well, how many hours a day do you sleep? And the guy said, I don't know, 7, 8. Sleep less. He said, sleep an hour less. Then you can work more and you can hustle and you can grind and you can do this. And I went 12 years without taking a Saturday off, and it was this badge of honour that, I didn't have a day off in my 20s. Why should you? If you want to be as successful as me, you have to work your ass off into the ground. He attracts people who love that sort of thing, and that's fine. It's not for me, but I do understand that for some people it is the right thing. And I think back to when I first started out. Yeah, I hustled, I grinded. Yeah, not sure on that.
I'm not.
But yeah, I did the day job, and I came home and I did 4 hours on the business, and I stayed up till 3 a.m, and then I got up an hour early, and I did do exactly what Gary Vee's telling you to do. But for me now, that's not the right advice.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, I need my 8 hours sleep. But it was interesting because I had this preconception that Gary Vee was all about just work hard. But we do have common ground in that he loves to play the long game. One person stood up and asked, look, we've got a business here, it's quite successful. We've got, I think she said, 3 or 4 branches. We want to get to 30 branches. Do I take VC money and do that, or do I grow organically? And he just, quick as a flash, went, yep, sack him on. That was it. That was it. Sack him on every time. He said, but he said, that's my preference.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I like to play the long game. He said, there's no way, that's a very good line. He said, I don't want to be borrowing shitloads of money from the bank when the economy's been good for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
He said, because that's just risk for me. He said, I would much rather grow organically. He said, there's no shortcuts to get you there quicker other than borrowing money, being in debt to someone else. And finally, about the long-term thing, he talks about his North Star, which we're always rattling on about having one thing, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's got this one thing, and it's what he calls his North Star. Wherever you are, middle of the seas can be rough and the swell's high, but you can look up, and North Star tells you that you're on track. And I like that. He's got this, this 20-year goal to own the New York Jets, and he's got that North Star. And every decision he makes, do I go to London and accept $100,000 for a 60-minute Q&A session? Hell yes. That's going to take me towards my North Star. That's going to give me my one thing. It was an interesting couple of days.
Yeah. So working hard though is important, because you need to kind of work hard to make things work, don't you? But from where we kind of think about it, it's okay working hard, but that doesn't need to mean 100 hours a week. It needs to mean actually working smarter.
Yeah.
And finding that one thing, the North Star or whatever you'd like to define it, and working towards that particular goal. And that's kind of where we kind of sit, really, isn't it? Where you do have to work hard, absolutely. That's no one gets anywhere with doing nothing, but it's being smart about it and getting it done in the shorter amount of time as you need it to do.
Yeah, it's working hard on the right things. Otherwise, you're just running on a hamster wheel, saying, "Well, I'm working hard, why aren't I getting anywhere?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's because you need to detach the wheel and start steering it. Yeah, so that was that. And then the weekend, I had... Well, actually, I've had a few... I'm going to go on a little rant now.
Are you?
So yeah, I've had a little...
Don't hold back.
Okay.
We look forward to your rants every week.
So a few weeks ago, I was in a shopping mall on a Saturday afternoon at about 5:20. And I might post some photos up, actually, of this shopping mall, because I did take a load. Because it was 5:20, the shopping mall closed at 6 o'clock. And everywhere I looked in this shopping mall, I could see staff getting ready to shut up shop.
Mm-hmm.
So they were still open for business, as far as they were concerned. They were open for another 40 minutes. But maybe the shutters were half down. Maybe they were starting to mop the floor. Maybe they turned the lights off in one or two of them.
Really?
And maybe the members of staff were stood by the door almost like security guards, making sure that nobody got in.
That nice welcome, open arms.
Yeah. And it's just, to me, if I'm running a retail business and I'm allowed to open until 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock is the very last second that I can take a customer's money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like Arkwright. I don't want to let a customer get away. Whereas these guys clearly are not, they weren't owner operators, they were staff. And all the staff thought is, right, if we shut at 6 o'clock is the time that I walk out the door.
Mm-hmm.
That's the time I leave. It's not the time the shop shuts. So it probably is the same, because that's the time I actually put the shutter right down and walk out. But to me, I mean, I went into Waterstones. They did it really, really well, because they were the only shop that was clearly still open for business, fully open. All the lights were on. It was busy, and you were encouraged or welcome to stay in there. You did not feel, come on, I want to shut up in 25 minutes. I've got to get home because X Factor's on tonight, or I've got a takeaway booked. I want to get out of here. And yeah, I walked into Waterstones, and then like 10 minutes to go, they got someone literally just walking around. Just let you know, guys, you're more than welcome to stay. We are going to have to shut in 10 minutes, but that's fine. Just whenever you're ready, take your products to the till. But you're more than welcome to stay. Just to let you know.
Mm-hmm.
I then had a separate experience yesterday. So we went to a food market here in Plymouth, which is kind of like farmers markets, and there's nice jams and meats and cheeses and all that. And on the way to this market, there's a restaurant, and this restaurant has a deli attached to it. And what they started doing is they started piggybacking on the market. So they set up a little stall outside of their restaurant. I'm guessing they don't pay for this stall because they're already there.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is they sell their little things of pasta, and they've got pesto, and they've got jams and chutneys and nuts and all sorts of nice little deli items. So so I'm on my way to the market. The market opened at 10, so I walked past this store about 10:15, and the marquee's there, the table's there, some of the stands. There's no products out there yet, and there's no staff there. So I thought, they're obviously not set up yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll catch them on the way back. So then, about 45 minutes later, about 11 o'clock now, I'm walking back, and the stall's still there, the table's still set up. There's still no staff there, and there's still no products there. I thought, what's going on? But the front door was open. So I thought, I'll just go into the deli rather than going to the stall outside the deli. I'll go into the deli, and I'll just buy it straight from the deli. So I walk in, and lady's there, and she's stacking shelves or something. Morning. Yes, how are you? So I start looking. I pick up a couple of jars of pesto, it was, and she says, just to let you know, we're not open yet. I said, the door was open. She said, yeah. He said, we'll be open about 11:30, I think. I was like, about? You think? I said, so I can't buy these items. They said, I don't know. Hang on a minute, let me check. So she then walks away, speaks to the manager. He's like, he wants to buy something. He wants to what? He wants to buy something from the deli. Well, is that all he wants to do? Or does he want to eat in the restaurant? No, he just wants to buy something from the deli. Well, yeah, I suppose you could sell it to him. So she comes back, it's like, Yeah, it's good news. You can buy something from me.
Yes, result.
Thank you so much. I mean, how hard you have to make it to be to actually take a customer's money? Very.
And make you feel like it was a favour that they were doing for you.
It
Good news, John. Good news. You
they
can actually spend your money here. Yeah. It's fantastic.
It was. They were doing me a favour. I mean, they said you couldn't use the till and all sorts. It's like, do you want a bag with that? And it was just like, oh, it's just like, on the outside, they were open for business.
Mm.
But as far as the staff were concerned, no, we're just here to, get ready for when
the restaurant opens at 12.
Yeah.
And then we'll catch up with everything at 12.
Exactly. It was, so why have you set up a stall outside? Why have you opened the front door? Why have you put the lights on? Why did you say good morning to me when I walked in? And there's so many businesses that are like that they claim to be open for business, but they're not. They don't actually make it easy for customers or welcoming for customers.
I think it's the welcoming thing as well, because customers are an inconvenience. It's like a school with kids. The kids are the inconvenience, and so many people have that attitude. It's like, actually, you are my inconvenience, and that shines through, doesn't it? Whether that's in a restaurant or wherever.
We went car shopping last weekend, and we went to Exeter. There's all the car retailers are all in one industrial estate there, so it's really good. You can just go one to the next, and next, and next. And we were there for a good couple of hours. And eventually, of course, it gets to kind of 4:20, and they will shut at 4:30. So there's one more I want to look at. Let's look at the Lexus garage, I think it was. So we go to the Lexus garage. Oh, and the barriers are up. And there's a member of staff just driving away. It's like, you look at the front door and it says they shut at 4:30.
Mm-hmm.
But matey's gone, well, it's quiet. It's only 4:15. Sod it, who's going to know? I'm off home. And they've potentially lost the sale because we wandered up there. It was like, we can't get in. Oh, they're shut. So we then we parked in the one next door, went to walk across, and this guy comes out and says, can I help you? He said, because we're shutting in 4 minutes. And it's like, whoa. Again, don't make me feel welcome. Just make me feel that I'm stopping you from going home.
Yeah. And
be open for business. Very, very quickly now, moving on to margins. So there was a thread in our Facebook group, bigidea.co.uk/Facebook over the weekend from a guy called James. Hi James, if you're watching. Talking about he was going to open a retail store attached to a gym.
Yep.
And we started talking about margins, and there was a comment on there, and I just thought, I've got to pick up on this because it's something I see so often, particularly with retail. And he said, the margins are quite good. We get 50% on the retail price on trainers, and then some on clothes. Some things we get up to 100% markup on the smaller items, and I think James really thought that was good. And I'm trying to get across to him that it's not necessarily that good. 50% net profit is good, but 50% gross profit isn't. And it's most business owners don't understand the difference between net profit and gross profit. So, so many times we see it. I buy it for £1. What should I say? I'll sell it for £2. I've doubled my money. Once you take into account those,
and that's gross. That's gross profit.
That is gross profit.
That's gross profit. So selling it for £2, about it for £1, selling it for £2. My gross profit is £1.
Yeah. It's basically you take your cost of sale off, and that cost money you take in versus less the cost of sale. That's your gross margin. And most people look at that and say, 100% margin, brilliant. But once you take into account fixed costs, staff costs, overheads, and allow some money to actually market to these people, well,
taxman, don't forget him. He likes a good share.
He does like quite a lot,
20% of it,
at least. At least. But I like things that I can buy for £1 and sell for £5, £6, £7, or even better. Things that I can create for a small fixed cost or just an investment of time. And then all of a sudden margin becomes almost infinity. So when I was speaking to James, I dug out our latest management accounts, and company-wide our net profit margin is 52%. So that's after all of our costs have been taken into account. That's pretty good. So 50% margin after paying rent, salary, equipment, marketing, advertising, insurance, banking, professional fees, and paying ourselves as well. We actually want to make some money out of this as well. That's pretty good. 50% before paying all of those, that probably wouldn't leave anything,
Mm-hmm.
we'd probably be in the red, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, I really, really wanted a quick thing there just to say, do not confuse your net margin and your gross margin. In 2 weeks' time, we're going to be doing a podcast with Tracy Irwin, who is our financial director. So we're going to be deep diving into a lot of these accounting, financial type questions. So if you've got any questions that you want answered relating to knowing your numbers, relating to working out margins, how to actually manipulate your accounts for your own purposes. So whether you want to raise finance, you want to show good profits, whether you want to pay less tax, you want to show less profits, there's a famous quote, a good accountant won't tell you what your profits were. The good accountant will ask you what you want your profits to be. So yeah, get those questions into us, guys. Again, bigidea.co.uk/Facebook. And yeah, 2 weeks' time we'll be answering that. So I want to leave you with a parting comment that I saw on the internet over the weekend. And it was a guy, and he said that whenever he does public speaking, he asks the audience 2 questions. And the first question is, who in this room loves taking advice from other people? And of course, very few people put their hands up, because no one really likes getting told what to do. So who likes being told what to do? Hardly anyone. And then he puts his next question, which is, and who loves to tell other people what to do? And of course, half the room begrudgingly put their hand up. And there's the buzzer to say we're nearly out of time, so we'll just finish up there. And he says, everyone loves to dish out advice. Everyone says, oh, I know what you need to do. You need to do X, Y, Z. But they're not willing to take that advice themselves. So that's my little parting gift for everyone out there today. Don't be dishing out that advice unless you're also willing to take it. Yeah. Any parting gift from you?
No, I think, yes, giving and taking is always a good thing.
That's what she said. And on that note, guys, we will see you next week. Adios.
Bye. Hey, Facebookers, how did you think that went? Anything interesting in there from John's learnings?
Other than not to trust marketers.
Don't trust the marketers.
Because they're all Billy bullshitters.
They only have their own messages to give.
They do. I mean, we knew it would be the case. As soon as he stood up on that stage and he was like, no, there's not going to be any selling this weekend. And we thought, yeah, of course there will. And we actually took it. There was a little sweepstake going on as to when the first hard sell was going to come in.
I don't think I've been to any of those things where they don't ask for a sale of some description.
Yeah, it's one of those things in there where if they're going to pay Gary Vee $100,000 to come and do a talk, and they're going to make money at this event, and there can only fit 700 people in the room, you've got to do the maths. It doesn't work out, does it?
I know.
Unless they also happen to sell 30,000 worth of coaching here, and someone pays 10,000 to talk, and then there's some exhibitors outside, and yeah, it was an alright event.
The masters of the upsell.
Yeah,
asking for more money.
It was. I'd say we saw it done well, and we saw it done very, very badly. And it's interesting to see both, because obviously when you see it done badly, that's when you really see between the veil. Right. And that's when you see, oh, I see what the tactics are now, because he's really blatantly doing it. It's the guys who subtly do it. I say it is the whole, raise your hand if you agree with this blatantly obvious statement that everyone actually agrees with, and it's just getting that audience empathy with you. And there was an element on the second day where Ryan Deiss did that, and he said, raise your hand if you've had this experience. Sorry guys, I'm not doing some crappy NLP technique to get you to buy something. I just want to know the answer. And then there was he got a round of applause for that, because everyone appreciated that. Yeah, that's what the other twats had done.
Hi Hannah, how you doing? Good morning to you. Thank you for the good talk. That's great. Having worked in hospitality, I get so frustrated when you feel like an inconvenience to the cafe or restaurant owner, I'm willing to spend money with you. Why can't you smile? Absolutely, it is all about that, and it's people skills. People do business with people, and that is the bottom line. If you're not a personable person, you're going to find it really hard to get the sale or ask for the sale or even keep the customer in your establishment, no matter what that be. Hospitality is certainly, it's prone for it, and I don't understand how some business can continue, because I've worked in places which had bosses which were just as bad as for your experiences and stuff, and whilst we staff kind of go, oh my god, that's just so funny. As a customer, though, they do come. It's kind of a Basil Fawlty, if you like, that kind of. Even worse than him, I guess, really. But it's just kind of really bizarre that these places will continue to take patronage from people, even though they have the experiences that they do. It's much nicer.
Shouldn't they look at the CV and see, oh, doctor's receptionist? Oh, you'll be brilliant. Your people skills.
Why don't you be my head waiter, my maitre d'? You can stop people coming in my restaurant. You want what? No, I'm sorry. That's well, I'm going to report you for next Monday. That's next Monday next year, of course. That's it. Yeah, and it's just. Lots of places where I go, it's just, and it doesn't have to be just hospitality, a garage, the customers that bring their cars in, they're just an inconvenience, How you say doctor surgery is a prime example of you being an inconvenience when you need to see their doctor, but it's just loads of different experiences, and it's quite bad, really, and it's just... I wonder how many customers. It'd be interesting to see how many kind of customers they kind of lose who don't go back there after that bad experience. But even more interesting to find out from those who do go back again why that is, I guess. But some people like to be beaten up, I guess.
I'm stood there in this shop yesterday, and I've got 2 jars of things in my hand, only to be, well, we're not open yet.
What do you want me to do with it?
So literally, I put them back on the shelf. It was like, oh, okay then, suit yourself. And I was like, but it was just, it was a complete inconvenience. And it doesn't matter if you're in business to business or if you're in business to consumer. B2B, B2C, it doesn't matter. You're still H to H. It's still human to human. And people buy from people. And...
But from their point of view, I guess, looking at it, and this is a fault of, I think they're a national chain of people that you're talking about, but it's a case of their systems and their processes aren't in place. Their system of opening and when that is going to be, no matter whether that was going to be 10 o'clock along with the rest of the market, or whether that was 12 o'clock when they traditionally open, because that's what time the restaurant opens, they haven't got that process in place to make sure that they're going to deliver the right experience every single week.
Do you not think that, the process of when the doors open, people might enter it, is fairly basic?
You'd think that would be the case, but it's not. It isn't always as easy as that.
What did they think was going to happen?
For the staff that are working in these places to understand the concept that open doors means people coming in. It can be tricky, and that's maybe a staffing issue. That may be just the manager's issue, or as I say, I think it's more a case of the system, the processes weren't in place. Actually, I'm opening the doors, therefore the till needs to be open, and someone needs to be manning that. Or we're putting a stall outside, it's open at 10 o'clock, the rest of the place, we need to either close the front of the store off so it looks shut, or open it up and put somebody behind there. That's a process, isn't it? That's getting the experience.
And that's the thing, because I've been to that store before, on market day, and it's been buzzing, and they've had a candy floss maker there, and they've got a popcorn machine, and it's got all the proper. It's well designed market store. It's probably
so
the
you're
best
a return customer
market.
then.
Yeah.
You just returned at the wrong time, John. That's what it was. You went too early.
See, Hannah also says the problem with things now is how easy it is for customers to spread the word on how bad a place may be through social media and such. It is completely...
And people only share bad stuff about things. That is the easiest thing to put a Facebook post, to speak on a video, to do anything, really. It is so easy to get that word out there.
During my trip to Florida, I set up my first TripAdvisor account. Because I had such a good... No, I didn't. I had a bad experience. That was it. I went to a place that was so bad that I needed to set up a TripAdvisor account just so I could write how bad this place was. Brilliant. I've been to some nice places since. Have I left positive reviews? No.
So no,
and I'm a positive person normally. Don't believe anything that marketers tell you.
That's the one, isn't it? So it's interesting, isn't it? How people don't want customers, don't want to ask for the sale sometimes, just don't want the business, really. rather be doing something else than running their stall, shop,
Yeah,
restaurant, cafe,
a lot
whatever
of
it might be.
their minds are elsewhere. And certainly when I was in that shopping mall, from sort of an hour till close, you can see that is their focus. Their focus is closing, getting out of here. Let me just put the shutters halfway down so that
I can shut them
I
quicker.
don't know what does that actually achieve other than letting customers know I don't really want to serve you. I don't really want you coming in here. You can come in, but I'm shutting soon.
It'll take 30 seconds less time to shut them properly out.
Yeah.
Keep them pesky customers out. The people who pay your wages, the people who pay your bills,
Yeah.
people who
So
put the food in your children's mouths.
If I owned a retail shop and in a mall and the mall shuts at 6 o'clock, then I am there taking money until 5:59 and 59 seconds. And even then, I'm like, come on, guys, come on, you've got 3 seconds, quick, now, get it in.
Yeah.
Whereas these guys are like, oh, it's 5 o'clock, I'm knocking off soon. Please don't bother me.
That's it, everything's dusted, we put our things away,
Yeah.
they're all sorted.
Like
Handbags on,
It's like
coats in
that
there.
car guy last weekend. So, 4:15, he's driving out home, not shutting up shop 15 minutes early because he's not open for business until 4:30. He's thinking, well, if I get a customer now, paperwork, oh God, I'll be here till gone 5. Lost the sale.
Don't want to get trapped.
So there it goes. That was episode 24, guys. Rocking on for 6 months now. These 26 weeks would be 6 months, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and we had a couple of weeks break, haven't we? Didn't we take a couple of weeks break at Christmas and things? So actually we've probably hit our halfway spot
Yeah,
in terms of monthlies.
we probably have. There we go.
Okay.
So, hope you're all having a brilliant week, guys. Don't forget to smash it at the park. It is Monday. Just remember, sleep less. It's easy.
For those of you who joined our 1% club, we'll be seeing you at 1 o'clock.
Yes, see you in 20 minutes.
Yeah, in about 20 minutes. Just
For the rest of you who haven't, doors are shut. Sorry, we're
The
sold
shut?
out. Well, they will be. We've got 2 people that I'm holding back places for.
You're holding places back.
I'm holding places back.
Why?
For 2 people because they're on holiday. They said, "Can you hold me a place that I really want in?" So
Okay.
they're in. Other than that, doors are shut,
Okay.
and we'll be open again in what month is it now? May, August. So yeah, we'll open up the doors again in August for the next intake.
Okay.
So yeah, on that little bombshell.
Nice to see you. That's great. I didn't realise we were full. That's good. I didn't realise we were holding places open for those who are inactive and not wanting to rapidly work on their business.
Yeah.
But
No,
that's
those who don't want to grow their business,
Yeah.
you keep on doing what you're doing.
No worries. Guys, have a great week. Thank you for joining us and see you next week.
See you later. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.